we are going to be doing a collab list again this week. We haven't done one in a few months. It's been a minute. And just like last time we did cereals, we're going to do another genre of food because we're just the fattest sacks of shit on earth. And the only thing that we really have in common across the board is our joy when it comes to eating food. So this week we're going to be doing chips. We put together 10 for each of our lists. We're going to try and collaborate on this and get a top 5 once we've all gone through our top 10. Our order this week, it's going to go Thomas giving his 10, then I'm going to give my 10, then Andrew will give his 10, and then we're going to try and find commonalities and put them together for the perfect top 5 chip list. Thomas, it's all you, man. Let us know your top 10 list.
I don't think we're going to be able to reconcile and get 5 here.
Well, we're going to have to. We're going to have to.
You're jumping off saying that we're not going to be able to turn a collaborative or a competitive thing into a collaborative thing. I don't agree. I think that much like last time, I will self-sacrifice, and if I don't have to get everything on from my list on there,
I mean, the rules are we don't turn off the recording until there's 5 on our top list. So that if that means that we leave this episode with one less host of list night, then so be it.
We did decide at one point. Wait, because they're leaving list night, or because we're killing them? I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, yeah, no, we decided at one point a long time ago, not sure when, that the arbitrary amount that we wanted was 5, and we cannot abandon that principle.
All right. Well,
so Thomas, give us
note,
10, so we can cut it down to 5.
My 10 from 10 up.
Sure.
Cheetos, just regular Cheetos. Doritos spicy sweet chili. 8 is guaca chip. 7 is tortilla chips, but particular from Costco, Kirkland brand. Things are fuego, as the kids say. 6 is Doritos Cool Ranch. 5 is Doritos Nacho Cheese. 4 is Ruffles All Dressed Chips. 3 is Kettle brand sea salt. 2 is just Kettle baked chips, no brand necessary, usually from a diner or a deli, such a good chip. And 1 is Hers ketchup chip, which you can't buy anymore. And if some asshole comes to me and says, have Larry the Cable Guy's ketchup chips, I will slap them because those are trash. All ketchup chips are trash except Hers.
Except for hers. Okay.
Yes, Andrew?
Andrew, you had a question?
I have 3 things I need clarification on before we move on.
Yeah.
I don't know what guaca chip is. I assume it's a guacamole flavored chip, but I don't know. I don't think I've had it.
So think Doritos nacho cheese, but instead of nacho cheese, think of a Dorito, but it has like guac powder instead of nacho cheese powder. It's fun.
If you dip the guaca chip into guacamole, would it like it more? Have you done that?
I think you would shit green.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
No, but I do recommend getting some guac chips.
My second question is, are the Costco tortilla chips the rectangular ones, like the long rectangular ones, or
no, like
am I not thinking of the right ones?
Kirkland, like big brown with a clear face, but mostly brown.
Yeah,
just enough salt on there.
Okay. I know which ones you're talking about, Andrew. Jared had them here this weekend. They're called strips.
Gotcha. Okay. And then finally, what was my last thing? Oh, Ruffles All Dressed. We're gonna need to know what that is.
Like with dip or something.
They're huge. No, it's a flavor of Ruffles. They're big in Canada. They're fucking phenomenal.
You got 2 Canadian picks on your list because you can still get Hers ketchup in Canada.
I think I need to move to Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't ice skate, but I could learn.
What do they taste like? They're not going to make the top 5, just so it's clear, because I've never heard
here's the thing. Okay, fine. Here. Not going to make top 5. But when you guys go out and get Ruffles All Dressed tomorrow, and you come back and you're like, Thomas, I'm so sorry. It should be in the top 5. I will welcome you back.
Why did you
let me slap you once?
Apologizing to the Godfather. Oh my God.
So they look like they're. I'm looking on Google Images. They're like there's a picture of a chip with a barbecue sauce bottle and some sort of chili pepper and vinegar,
Yeah,
all kind of
so-
in one.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
lot going on.
yeah,
Is what
yeah.
you're saying.
And a maple leaf because they're
Yeah,
Canadian.
Canadian. Yeah, yeah.
Got to make sure they know they're Canadian. Okay, those were Andrew's questions for Thomas's top 10. I'm going to do my top 10. Number 10, Kettle Honey Dijon. Number 9, Original Ruffles, the greatest ship on earth to dip into things. Number 8, Original Fritos, big Fritos guy. Number 7, sticking with the originals, just regular Cheetos. You know, love a Cheeto. Number 6, Utz crab chips. Shout out Maryland Crab. Number 5, Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips. Number 4, Pringles Sour Cream and Onion. Number 3, Ruffles Barbecue. And there's a lot of bad barbecue out there. Ruffles has a pretty good one. Number 2, Fritos Honey Barbecue Flavor Twists. And number 1, Doritos Spicy Sweet Chili.
Okay. Yeah. I
Andrew,
don't really
do you
have
any.
No, I don't really have
questions?
any questions on yours.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
Nope. Everything's clear to me.
Everything on my list is beloved by all.
I didn't say that. I said I have no questions. Not I don't have any gripes.
It's a little boring. I'm gonna be honest. Ruffles
I think
barbecue.
some of the best
Ruffles
chips
barbecue.
Yeah.
Ruffles barbecue will probably move to your 4 when you have Ruffles all dressed. But go on.
Okay. Yeah, no, the best chips are not boring. The best chips are very flavorful. And as you will see by my list, the correct list, that's very apparent in my list. Okay, so number
Your
10.
list is worse than his.
Number 10.
Basically, just like I'll say it after the fact. Go on.
Number
I know
10.
what you're gonna say, and I agree.
Number 10, Fritos Honey Barbecue Flavor Twists. Number 9, Lay's Kettle Cooked Mesquite Barbecue Chips. Number 8, Doritos Spicy Nacho. Number 7, Doritos Flamin' Hot Limon. Number 6, Doritos Spicy Sweet Chili. Number 5, Cape Cod Kettle Cooked Chips. Number 4, Sun Chips Garden Salsa. Number 3, Takis, the Fuego purple bag. Number 2, Utz Salt and Vinegar. And number 1, Doritos Dinamita, which are basically kind of like Takis, but the Doritos version.
Okay, so I have 2 points that I'd like to make, and then I have a question. First point, which is what I was going to say, your list is essentially just a branding opportunity for Doritos. You really went to that well pretty often. They are not sponsoring this pod, so you don't need to suckle at the Doritos teeth as much. You did it.
Yet I do. Yet I do.
You had Ruffles twice.
Look, I do. He does.
You had Ruffles twice. You also had.
Yeah, I have Ruffles twice. He has
Fritos
4
twice.
kinds of Doritos. He has 4 kinds of Doritos.
Yeah.
I have my own qualms with his list,
That's
but I'm letting you
twice
go
as
first.
many.
You go first.
It's fine. Number 2, it's like everything on your list had like 7 words in its name. You went for like incredibly complex picks.
Yep. I
The
like
least
complex flavors.
Complex on there is
No, you
salt and
don't.
vinegar. And then the question that I have for you is, say Dinamita again, because
Dinamita?
it's just when you
Alright,
say
you're making it weird. You're making it
Oh
weird. You're
God.
making it weird.
Oh God.
Here's
Oh
the thing.
God.
Here's the thing. Andrew, you do not have complex taste. Also, it's like your
I
list. It's like you were like, oh, I need a chip list, and I want them to be the chips that bother my mouth the most. What chips can I eat that
you are having
don't necessarily taste good, but just create something in my mouth that isn't good?
Yeah.
And that's what you made.
We have a hard disagreement here. I mean, like
That's what I'm
I will agree
so-
that if you eat too many of any of these, your mouth is going to be fucked and not feel good. But
Well,
it's going to
that's-
taste great. It's going to
Who
taste great
on
during
earth
the
ever
journey.
doesn't eat too many chips? Anyone that stops eating chips
True.
before like they've eaten too many chips is a fucking liar.
But
or they
like,
don't like chips.
but-
Why would they want this pod?
There are like 3 of your chips, Andrew, where you don't have to eat a lot for them to hurt your mouth. You have to eat like a couple. Like they're either super hot or salt and vinegar, which I know
Wow.
you guys like them. I can't stand salt and vinegar anymore. Most salt and vinegar chips, they put way too much on there. And they're not good.
No, I'm on your side with that. I love salt and vinegar as a kid. As honestly, like past 10 plus years, salt and vinegar past a couple of them, it's like my mouth is just not having a good experience. Like why would I eat something that purely hurts me?
No wonder
I-
Andrew can't cook. He has terrible taste buds.
I actually agree on salt. I mean, I still love salt and vinegar chips. However, like
second pick.
like the spice the spicy. No, I don't regret that. But what I'm saying is like even though the spicy
No
ones are
regrets.
much hotter than salt and vinegar, salt and vinegar burns your mouth more than the
Yeah.
spicy ones. But like
I
burns your
just-
tongue.
So I guess my issue with your list is that it's very,
More
for the
issues.
most part, it's like they're all spicy. You know what I mean? Like,
You got some honey bar.
no,
I
I said for the most part.
I knew this was going to be the gripe with my list, but I figured
Yeah.
we're doing a collab list, so
Oh, least spicy.
You
we've
figured.
never met the spiciest list.
No,
Yeah,
Andrew
just
figured.
vanilla,
Andrew
white bread.
figured. His thought was, "Hey, we're making a collab list, so let me make a list that will make it hard to collab with."
Yep. Yep. Okay,
I've got a couple comments. I want.
Oh no, go ahead, Griffin.
Okay, so I just want to. I
Him,
want to
me?
call out some commonalities. I want to call out some commonalities between our lists, and then I have a proposal from the jump. Okay, so the commonalities on our list. Thomas and I both have regular Cheetos. Andrew, Thomas, and myself all have Doritos spicy sweet chili, and then Andrew and I share Fritos honey barbecue flavor twist.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
3 commonalities across the board. Only one of them appears on every list. As it relates to Doritos spicy sweet chili, Thomas has it in his 9 spot. Andrew has it in his 6 spot. I have it in my 1 spot. Because it is the only one that appears across all of our lists, I feel like from the jump, the thing that makes the most sense is to put it in the 1 spot. And that's not just because it's in my 1 spot. It's because it's the only one we universally agree on is a top 10 chip.
So I agree, but I don't agree. Like, should not be locked in. But logically, from the jump, it is the only one on all 3 lists.
Let's pencil it in there, but let's not Sharpie it in there.
Yeah,
We'll call it a soft. Yeah, a nickname
So-
in college.
Here's my idea, and take it or leave it. But if I don't like, I don't do. So, in my mind, I think the top 5 should be a variety in the sense that just random, like there should be a cheese chip on there because we all have some kind of cheese chip, whether it's Doritos, Nacho, Cheetos, Harvest Cheddar, and you might not have a cheese chip.
In my perfect world, I fully agree with you. In my perfect world, we're putting together one of those jumbo-sized boxes you get at Costco with like 40 grams of chip in it, like 6 of each, and then like one of them has like 12.
Yeah, this is like desert island chips. We want a variety. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my thought. Yeah, exactly. A variety top 5. And like I said, that's I think my biggest gripe with yours, Andrew, is that like I don't dislike those hot chips, but if I'm buying 2 bags of chips, I ain't buying 2 hot bags of chips.
Yeah, no, it's repetitive. I'll give you that. It's
But-
redundant.
So I go.
I agree on the like to try to get ones from different like categories, be it cheese or whatever. Like I'm actually gonna fight moderately hard to keep regular Cheetos off this top 5, even though you guys both had it on your top 10. I'm not saying I'm like putting my foot all the way down, but it's coming mostly down because I think regular Cheetos are overrated.
Neither of us thought it was a top 5 chip. You didn't have it at all. I can accept that not making the list. One point that I would like to make is I think we've got to have a dip chip because there's a lot of chips on here that have a lot of flavor to them, but then there's a couple that are dip focused. We've got the Costco tortilla chip. We've got the Ruffles original. There might be one on Andrews that I'm not seeing. I don't know if he really had anything dip focused, but I do think there's a, you need to have, even on a desert island, you kill a crab and you're dipping something in it. You need a dip chip.
I agree. My only thing with that is that if you give me Ruffles original and Costco tortilla chips, they're going into different dips. Like You
Sure.
know, if I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
salsa guac
Tortilla
or
chip's
French
going to
onion,
go
you
on
know.
salsa based dip. Yeah. And
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
one's
yeah.
going to go more cream based dip.
So
I
I guess
don't disagree with you.
So
and
I guess the question
I do love
becomes
Ruffles.
right. The question becomes which is more important. And I'm not saying they won't both make the list. Maybe they will. But it like which is more important? A chip that is for salsa and guacamole and those types of dips, or a chip that is for like French onion dip and those types of dips?
I will say, and I'll concede this, if you're telling me I can only pick one chip to dip in anything of those two, I'm going the Ruffles original because I think Ruffles goes better with salsa than Costco tortilla would go with French onion or whatever.
Okay, so I was going to go in the opposite direction. I was going to say the salsa are a little bit more important to dip in. So we're actually fighting for each other's list.
You guys went enough.
But I understand what he's saying about like Ruffles is kind of a little bit of better across the board as a dipping chip.
Yeah.
And I will accept that and I will make peace with that because it'll get another of my picks onto the list. I don't think it's a top 3 pick though. I think it's a 4 or a 5 because like I would rather eat a Ruffles by itself than a tortilla chip by itself. But compared to a lot of favorite chips, I would not have it as an early pick.
I would normally agree with that, except Costco tortilla chips I can eat by themselves.
Yeah, they just slap that hard.
This is tough because I agree that I'd rather eat a Ruffles by itself because it's a potato chip. Like, but like a plain tortilla chip, and that's kind of doing a disservice to Costco calling it a plain tortilla chip, but that's what it is. Like, is so versatile. You can make nachos. You could do like so many different this is tough.
But see, that's my thought, and that's why like I'm okay with Ruffles being a dip chip on the list because Ruffles original, it's a very basic chip that because of that reason it's versatile in itself. You know, there's no overpowering flavor on it that's going to cancel out what you're dipping in or what you're using it for.
No one's picking Ruffles original out of bed. Like, is it your favorite? No. But Ruffles original is good, and of like original, just like standard salted chips, it's one of your best options.
And if you're buying chips if you're having a barbecue and you're buying chips and you want to get something that everyone's gonna at least somewhat like, I think you're getting Ruffles original.
Yeah, I'm gonna pencil it in.
Yeah, I'm good with that 5,
like the 4 or 5 spot for right now, and we'll figure out where to place it. But yeah, no, I think that's good because it kind of checks off the standard potato chip eat by itself, as well as the versatile chip to dip. You know, but it kind of is 2 birds with 1 stone.
The next thing I want to say is that we all have at least one kind of kettle chip on the list.
Yes, that's a good point.
I will say Cape Cod kettle cooked for you, Andrew. Are those just the regular ones?
Those are just the regular ones. Although, I mean, honestly, if I like looked up all the different kinds of Cape Cod, I may have settled on something else. But those are just the regular.
So you also mentioned on your list the Lay's kettle cooked mesquite barbecue, standard kettle cooked, but a banger of a chip.
It's a banger of a chip.
Potentially may knock kettle honey Dijon off my list.
So
that one, I be truthful, I didn't even think about it. But it may be the better kettle chip.
Here's my thing. I agree with you, Griffin, but I would rather not a Lay's brand kettle chip, like either Cape Cod or Kettle the brand. I think their mesquite or their barbecue ones are better than the Lay's kettle cooked barbecue.
Ooh, so
like Kettle has, I looked it up because I was going to get my list. It's called like Backyard Barbecue. I know Cape Cod has one that's good too.
Yes, Cape Cod is good. It's the red bag. It is sweet mesquite barbecue. Yeah, I think those are really good.
I like those better than the Lay's kettle cooked.
I would take that. I know what you're talking about. They're very good. If it came in a box of 40, I wouldn't be mad about it. I'd be happy about it. If somebody was airdropping it to me on a desert island instead of, picking me up off of said desert island, I would be okay with that being one of the chip choices.
Andrew, I agree. I think it honestly at this point should be a 3 or 2 because we all seem to be pretty full for it.
So I penciled it in at number 3 for right now. Cape Cod sweet mesquite barbecue kettle chips. So right now we have at the tentative 1 spot Doritos Spicy Sweet Chili, tentative 3 spot Cape Cod Sweet Mesquite Barbecue Kettle Chips, and tentative 5 spot Ruffles Original. So we need 2 more and then decide on an order.
If we don't have a Sun Chip on here, I think we're going to get a lot of pushback about it being a.
Okay, I'm with you. I don't have a Sun Chip on my 10. I was going to say the same. I support a Sun Chip making the top 5. Sun Chips are underrated, and so I'm for it. I like both the ones you guys have.
Garden salt is the more popular of the two. I don't like it as much, but I feel like it is probably more popular of the Sun Chip.
See, I agree, but the Harvest Cheddar.
I love that.
The Harvest Cheddar does check off the cheese chip I was looking for to get on the top 5.
I was just gonna say that well, first of all, I'm glad that neither of us put the just regular Sun Chips because these are both so much better than those.
Oh yeah,
that would be such an awful choice. Yeah, no, the Sun Chips are great. I'm not going to go with generic.
I feel like we should decide at the same time that we choose one of the Sun Chips what the other thing that's the last pick on our top 5 is going to be, because that could affect it. Because I agree, if we pick like a cheese chip for the 5th one, then I'd argue more for garden salsa. If we don't, then I'd be okay with switching to Harvest Cheddar.
So I will say, I do agree with you, Andrew. My thing for Harvest Cheddar versus garden salsa is if you're going big bag, garden salsa also has the potential to bother your mouth, I think, long term, deeper into the bag. But I do agree, if we're going to get... So we agree, one of those Sun Chips is going on.
Yes, we agree.
Okay, one of those Sun Chips is going on. So what is up?
I think there's an argument to be made, and I don't want to put too many sweet options on here. I don't want to put too many barbecue options, but I think there's room for the Fritos Honey Barbecue Twist. I've never seen somebody purchase a bag of Fritos Honey Barbecue Twists or encounter a bag of Fritos Honey Barbecue Twists and not gorge themselves on them until the bag was gone. It is an all-time binge eat chip.
I very much disagree.
You're right, and I will call on you.
I very much disagree. I like them. I can very easily stop eating them and close the bag. And I'm not good at doing that with anything.
To be fair, I don't think that you can stop eating any kind of chip, because I can't stop eating any kind of chip, and I think it's unnatural to be able to stop eating chips before they're done. But sure.
I do not support it being in the top 5.
I think when I was younger, I would have argued with Griffin on this and been like, yes, like I always get these at 7-Eleven or whatever, and I love eating these. But I don't know, when it comes to the actual barbecue flavor itself, I'm pretty satisfied with the Cape Cod chips that we have on this list. It would be nice, I guess, if we're just going for variety for the sake of variety, to have a corn chip on there, which this would be the only real option. We're not putting regular Fritos on there, but I don't really think it deserves a spot in the top 5.
Another possible idea, and I'm dipping outside of the top 10 a little bit. I did have a list that went on a little bit longer that I didn't bring into it. Didn't make my top 10, but Thomas has Doritos Nachos, Andrew has Doritos Spicy Nachos, and I had Doritos Spicy Nachos in my 12 spot. Do you object to the spicy nacho, Thomas? Is that another one that's like, it's just, you can't handle it? Because I mean, maybe Doritos Nacho is pretty much, it's a little bit of a generic choice. It's in basically every like variety bag, but it's a very popular chip.
I'm not against the spicy nacho, but to be in the top 5, I would say to put it at 5 and put Ruffles at 4 would be my deal, I guess.
Because I would do that, and then I'm saying give you guys, but I enjoy the chips as well. Give you guys Harvest Cheddar as the Sun Chip that makes the top 5.
Putting Harvest Cheddar in the 2 spot.
See, I have an issue with that order.
I was thinking Cape Cod in the 2 spot for me, but
so I
think I agree with you more.
See, I was thinking Cape Cod is the one, spicy sweet chili is the
You shouldn't have
two,
been thinking.
and then Harvest
reject that.
Ruffles.
I mean, this would be unprecedented if a chip
reject-
if a chip that didn't make it on any of our top tens makes it to the number one spot. But I wouldn't be mad about it.
I'm not said if there's that much pushback, I can live with the spicy sweet chili at number one because I do love them. I do love them. And
so which Doritos did which nacho? I mean,
so I mean, I prefer just Doritos
did we
nacho.
say spicy?
We said spicy nacho if it goes to the 5 spot, and Ruffles goes
if
up
it goes
to
to
the
5.
It goes up to 4. You gonna give it a second thought, Griffin?
So you want Cape Cod in the 1 spot?
I would put Cape Cod
you
in
want
the 1.
Cape Cod is your franchise player?
I want kettle chips as my franchise player, or ketchup chips, which you guys haven't even mentioned, which is fucking insane.
Yeah,
I don't. Well, I mean, you yourself said that most ketchup chips are awful, right?
Yeah, but not hers ketchup chips. They're fucking amazing.
Those ketchup chips.
I really like ketchup chips, but it's not.
It
They're not in my top.
It makes sense to have it as the one. Honestly,
so
like Doritos might be the most manufactured processed chips of all time. But they also slap.
I already said I can withstand spicy sweet chili staying in the number 1, but I agree with Andrew. I think Cape Cod goes 2, and if you want to put spicy nacho, it has to be 5. It has to be 5.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm fine with spicy nacho being a 5.
I am too. I'm actually thrilled with how much spicy is ending up on this list, to be perfectly honest. Even though not many of my actual picks,
sweet spicy.
So let me just.
We're getting a lot of variety.
Let me fill this in.
In all honesty, my order on my list could change. Like looking at what we have now, I am utterly shocked. Like I fully support it, but utterly shocked that a Sun Chip is in the top 5 because I didn't even think. I think they're completely underrated. I didn't even think about them.
Yeah. So what we have now,
I don't see that.
Number 1, Doritos Spicy Sweet Chili. Number 2, Cape Cod Sweet Mesquite Barbecue. Number 3, Sun Chips Harvest Cheddar. Number 4, Ruffles Original. And number 5, Doritos Spicy Nacho. I feel like
I don't think there's a person on earth that's unhappy about that lineup. They might not love the specific 1 through 5, but there's not a bad chip on that list. And you've got a lot of variety pretty much across the board in terms of what each chip is bringing to the table.
Yeah, the only thing I would honestly argue and change for variety's sake is get rid of spicy nacho and get something like a sour cream onion, something along those lines in there. But I'm happy with this 5. I can live with it. I think I'm the only collab
that had sour cream in it.
You are, but I just meant something
if people had sour cream in it. Honestly, I'm a little surprised we didn't have any Pringles on there.
See, Pringles was my 10.
Pringles as an individual chip, as an individual chip, Pringles is not that great. But as a stack of like 6 that you shove into your mouth and devour, top tier set of chips.
Pringles were my number 10 before things got shuffled.
I'm not going to claim to be as big a chip guy as Griffin, but I'm a pretty big chip guy. I wouldn't kick any of these chips out of bed. Like I love chips.
I'd kick some of yours out.
I love chips.
Near the bar, and this one of the, like I pull back the covers, and one of these chips is just laying there, ready to hang out. It's gonna be a good night.
We got to do.
Hey, I'm gonna eat myself.
We got to do some kind of either blind or not blind taste tests for list night. I don't know how we're going to figure this out, but we have to.
Okay.
All right.
Good list.
We're committed to this though. Yeah. We're all glad with it. You said we weren't going to be able to do it, Thomas, but we did it. We've got a top 5. We hope you agree with it. If you don't agree with it, let us know your top 5s. Let us know if you're not a chip guy. If you are, please don't listen to our podcast. But still share it with everyone that is a chip guy. As the number 1 chip guy, I gotta also say I was planning originally to have Big Daddy Demps on this pod. Maybe at some point we'll do something else chip related that he'll be on. But big shout outs to him, number 2 chip guy forever and always. Good good collab, guys. Glad we did it.
Love chips.
Big
Oh,
chip, guys.
chips.
That's it for another episode of the List Night Podcast. As always, we appreciate you tuning in, and if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to share it with your friends. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to stay in the know about any content we're dropping.